Hi, welcome everyone. We're excited to have you join us for our APAC webinar titled The Tactical Plan to Content Marketing on LinkedIn. Today we have Alex Rai from our content team who will provide you with a step-by-step tactical plan on how to get the most out of LinkedIn for your content strategy. Alex is the mastermind behind our LinkedIn Marketing Solution blog and drives a lot of the strategy for our content calendar. Alex is actually also a very big fan of the Arsenal soccer team and has been playing soccer/football for 14 years. So before we get started, just a few housekeeping rules. You're all muted by default, so if you'd like to ask Alex any questions, please send it to us via the chat box. And don't forget to fill out our survey at the end of the webinar so we know what type of content we should continue to provide you to make you a successful marketer. With that said, I'll hand it over to Alex now. I think we're waiting for Alex to unmute, and we can get started.
Hello, everyone. My name is Alex Rin, and I am the external voice of LinkedIn Marketing Solutions, managing our social channels and also managing the LinkedIn Marketing blog alongside my colleague, Sean Callahan. Thanks so much for joining us today to get an inside look at how the LinkedIn Marketing Solutions team achieves our content marketing goals on LinkedIn. In this webinar, we hope to clearly outline your new daily playbook for driving ROI with LinkedIn company pages, LinkedIn SLIDESHARE, publishing on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn sponsored updates. I'll be sharing what content performs best across these social channels, action items, and daily time investment needed to succeed with these LinkedIn marketing tools. Key metrics to measure the success of your strategy, and then finally, your one-page printable plan for killing it with content on LinkedIn. So let's get started. We already covered these housekeeping items. Here's an overview of what we'll be covering today, including why you should have a LinkedIn marketing plan, 4 planning basics to set you up for success, 4 LinkedIn content marketing opportunities for the taking, your one-page printable plan, and then additional resources to help fuel your content marketing fire. As you're planning your content strategy for 2016 and beyond, deciding what content to produce, to distribute throughout your social channels, you want to be sure to have a plan for the most powerful platform for B2B and high-consideration B2C marketers, and that's LinkedIn. Exemplary content creation falls flat without a solid distribution plan, and 79% of B2B marketers believe that social media is an effective marketing channel. But while people are spending time on other social channels, they're investing time on LinkedIn. Also, a whopping 80% of B2B leads come from LinkedIn. And according to HubSpot, 43% of marketers say that they have sourced a customer from LinkedIn. So in an effort to help you get your content in front of the 400+ million professionals on LinkedIn, who represent the largest group of influential, affluent, educational people anywhere, we've created a quick LinkedIn content marketing tactical plan for you to hopefully incorporate into your integrated marketing approach, and that's what we plan to cover today. Benjamin Franklin, who was one of the founding fathers of the United States and a well-spoken diplomat, once said, "Fail to plan, plan to fail." He made a great point, which was recently reinforced by Content Marketing Institute's Joe Paluzzi, who's kind of the godfather of content marketing. He recently revealed new research which said that marketers with a documented strategy are 4 times more effective. And yet only 28% of marketers have a documented content marketing strategy. With those kind of numbers, it's no wonder that only 30% of marketers feel their content marketing strategy is effective, which sounds like a hashtag missed opportunity to us. So let's start with 4 planning basics to set you up for content marketing success. First, delegate. Ensure you have someone or a group of people dedicated and held responsible for each of your channels. Next, follow brand guidelines. Maintain open lines of communication with your brand team to ensure your content reflects a consistent look, voice, and tone. You can consider creating content guidelines which your team and other regional and vertical teams can follow. Thirdly, look beyond your team to source content. Everyone loves a solid cross-functional partner. Encourage a steady stream of content from all regions and verticals. You can also source content from your sales team and your product marketing teams. Also, going back to the delegating point above, assign someone as the gatekeeper of content across all channels. Finally, build an editorial calendar. Based on your objectives, you'll want to fill your calendar with a variety of top, mid, and lower funnel content to keep you engaged with your audience and to achieve your goals. Now let's dive into 4 content marketing opportunities available for the taking on LinkedIn. Each of the following 4 listed here play a pivotal role in how we're meeting our specific objectives on LinkedIn, from brand awareness, relationship building, to generating higher quality leads. We'll take a close look at each of these to see how we've invested in these here at LinkedIn Marketing Solutions to drive optimal results for our business. LinkedIn company pages present a great opportunity for you to tell your company's story, engage with followers, share career opportunities, and drive word of mouth at scale. For millions of professionals, a LinkedIn company page is a place to explore companies of interest, get the latest company updates and industry news, and learn about job opportunities. So company pages are where you can catch the eye of prospective customers and build relationships with existing customers by featuring relevant content. LinkedIn Showcase pages serve the same purpose for specific business lines, products, or initiatives within your company. You can create dedicated pages for aspects of your business with their own messages and audience to share with. Allow LinkedIn members to follow the aspects of your business they're interested in and share focused content to build a relationship with a specific audience. So the time investment for a LinkedIn company page should be roughly an hour a day, 4 hours weekly, 10 hours monthly. And you should be using these pages to share links to your latest and greatest white papers, ebooks, case studies, industry articles, helpful how-to content, and of course bright visuals, because as we say here at LinkedIn Marketing Solutions, visual is the new headline. Here are a couple of examples of content that we've shared on the LinkedIn Marketing Solutions Showcase page. As you can see, we have insider tips, industry research, helpful how-to content, and a link to register to this webinar. It's also interesting to note the Henry Ford quote image in the middle. Since we say visual is the new headline, we've recently been testing posting imagery without a link. These images could feature interesting stats or inspiring quotes. These posts are kind of less of a lead generation play and more of a thought leadership engagement play, and they've been performing very well on our Showcase page. And it's also important to remember with Showcase pages that for every self-serving post, you should share 4 pieces of relevant content written by others. So like I mentioned, with each of these tools, your success really depends on your objectives, as do the key metrics that you should watch. So for LinkedIn Showcase pages, the objectives are brand awareness, lead generation, thought leadership, and event registration. So first, let's tackle brand awareness. Brand awareness, you're building a relationship with your prospects by getting your brand's word out and actively engaging with and replying to followers' comments. The key metrics you'll want to look for measuring how effective your brand awareness is on your Showcase or company page are page followers, post clicks, engagement, and comments. For lead generation, you want to, so basically prospects engage with 10 pieces of content before making a purchase decision. So you can drive higher quality leads by featuring a good mix of upper funnel and lower funnel content, including white papers, ebooks, and case studies. And for lead generation, the key metrics you'll want to look at are inquiries and leads. And for that, you'll want to make sure that you're including tracking codes on all of your links so you can attribute where the traffic came from. And then there's thought leadership. So 74% of prospects choose the company that was first to help them along their buyer's journey. So you want to share perspectives on industry news and trends, helpful product how-tos, and articles which reflect your company's vision. Key metrics to look for when measuring your thought leadership success are page followers, post clicks, engagement, and comments. Finally, we have event registration. Showcase and company pages are a great place to promote upcoming webinars like we did, and events that your company is attending or maybe sponsoring. The key metric to look for here would be event registrants driven directly from your company or showcase page. So for each of these tools, I have a couple of action items for you guys to get started. For the LinkedIn company and showcase pages, you'll want to post 3 to 4 times a day, engage with and respond to followers' comments, and change the header image about every 6 months to avoid creative fatigue and keep followers engaged. The header photo is also a great place to promote upcoming events. LinkedIn SlideShare. With more than 70 million monthly unique visitors on an average day and nearly 4 million people visit LinkedIn SlideShare just on desktop, with 13,000 new pieces of content added, SlideShare is the world's largest professional content sharing community, and that's something that you simply cannot afford to overlook. The time investment needed for maintaining a LinkedIn SlideShare account should be about 30 minutes daily, 2 hours weekly, 6 hours monthly. On this channel, it's best to share company videos, webinar and conference recordings, influencer videos, product how-tos and tips, company presentations, webinar decks, infographics, and nicely designed short and informative content. Here are a couple of examples of content that we've shared on the LinkedIn Marketing Solutions SlideShare page. From right to left, we have an infographic which we created based on information lifted out of a larger ebook, which is The Sophisticated Marketer's Guide to Thought Leadership. But we packaged it in a new, fun way, and it's also been one of our top performing infographics. Then we have a video that's part of our hashtag AskLMS series, where we answer our followers' questions about content marketing on LinkedIn. We source these questions via Twitter, searching hashtag AskLMS or asklms@linkedin.com, and answer via a short video and accompanying blog post. Finally, we upload all of our webinar decks onto SlideShare. That's the third one there. So if you ever miss a LinkedIn Marketing Solutions webinar, you can find the deck on SlideShare and the recording on YouTube a day or two after the webinar takes place. So objectives with SlideShare. Lead generation. With the right tags, you can easily attract the customers that you're seeking. So don't forget to add a lead capture form to your content in LinkedIn SlideShare. Users can also subscribe to your LinkedIn SlideShare profile page, and these are people who are already interested in your content who can easily convert to customers. SEO, you'll want to include key-rich titles, descriptions, and tags in order to give your presentation a fighting chance in the world of search engines, as well as inside the LinkedIn SlideShare search result. And brand awareness and thought leadership. This is all about building authority by developing LinkedIn SlideShares that present a really unique point of view on industry news, insights, or company culture. So here are the key metrics you'll want to look out for. When going for a lead generation play, you want to look for the number of inquiries and leads. You can also check out the demographics of your readers and followers. For SEO, you'll want to look at link backs and keyword rankings. And then for brand awareness and thought leadership, you can look at views and then actions like downloads, likes, or embeds. So here are your action items for SlideShare. You'll want to upload new content weekly, highlight decks on your profile page and switch out which deck is highlighted every 6 months or so, group content into playlists with appropriate tagging, add lead forms, and leverage the new clipping tool. Oh, I wanted to talk a little bit more about the clipping tool. So you can leverage the new clipping tool to highlight and share some of the most valuable content you've produced with your networks. And if you want to find out more information about just how to use the tool or how to leverage SLIDESHARE, check out the Marketing Solutions blog, because there's good content on there. So next is publishing on LinkedIn. So today, LinkedIn has become known as the definitive professional publishing platform around the world. In fact, more than 1 million people have published more than 3 million posts on LinkedIn. Our over 1 million unique publishers publish more than 130,000 posts a week on LinkedIn. And 45% of the readers are in the upper ranks of their industry, so managers, VPs, CEOs. So what to share on the publishing platform? I would recommend sharing professional expertise and experiences, industry trends, or lessons learned. Here are a couple of industry leaders who have published content on the LinkedIn platform. From right to left, we have a post from the head of products for LinkedIn Marketing Solutions, Russell Glass. Last summer, he went to Cannes, France for the Cannes International Festival of Creativity and came back super inspired with his learnings about the intersection of data and creativity. Then we have Jason Miller, our fearless leader on the LinkedIn Marketing Solutions content team, who shared 16 blogs that he reads religiously. Finally, Michael Brenner, who's the head of strategy at NewsCred, wrote a really helpful and relevant post answering followers' questions about content marketing. Crowdsourcing sentiment and seeing which conversations are hot and popular is a great place to look for inspiration for publishing topics. So the main play for publishing on the LinkedIn publishing platform is thought leadership. Publishing long-form content on LinkedIn is a really great way to reach and build an engaged audience and build your personal brand. The more long-form posts you publish, the more credibility you will build, and the stronger your professional profile will become. Furthermore, encouraging executives to publish content is a really great way to ensure your message reaches a broader audience. So the key metrics that you want to look for to measure your thought leadership success with publishing are post views and profile views. You can check out the demographics of your readers, so industries, job titles, locations, and traffic sources. And then, of course, the likes, comments, and shares. And within the comments, that's where you can really engage with people and make sure your message is seen. So action items. We recommend publishing whenever you feel passionately about something. Normally those are the posts that perform the best because they're really the most authentic. And then if we had to put a timestamp on it, bi-weekly or once a month is really an ideal time frame. And then actually one power publisher tip I have is link images and keywords back to your company blog or ebooks for increased traffic and referral traffic back to your site. And if you're having writer's block and you can't think of something to write about, you can get the LinkedIn Pulse app to stay on top of what content is currently trending in your industry. And then if you want additional information or you just want to connect with other publishers on LinkedIn, there's a Writing on LinkedIn group that I recommend everyone to join if you're interested about learning more on publishing on LinkedIn. LinkedIn sponsored updates. So what exactly are LinkedIn sponsored updates? Sponsored updates are LinkedIn's flagship native advertising format. With sponsored updates, you can publish relevant content straight to the feed and reach a targeted audience of professionals beyond just your LinkedIn company page followers. Here at LinkedIn Marketing Solutions, we say that good content doesn't become great until you have a solid distribution plan set up. And that's really where sponsored updates comes in. They serve as an effective way to raise awareness, build relationships, and drive quality leads. It's also the perfect opportunity for your company to exhibit true thought leadership. Direct sponsored content is a feature of sponsored updates, which allows you to share content directly in the feed, giving you the ability to personalize and test content without having to originate posts on your LinkedIn company page. Make your content more relevant by sending personalized messages to specific audiences. Then you can test and retest a variety of content in real time to optimize performance. Direct sponsored content also lists limitations on who can and cannot post in the feed. Because content doesn't have to start on the company page, different business units can try content specific for their audience with the company page administrator's approval. So the time investment for LinkedIn sponsored updates should be roughly 30 minutes daily, 4 hours weekly, 10 hours monthly. And I recommend sharing company news, blog content, industry news and research, case studies, webinars and content produced by business leaders, both within and outside of your organization, and then, of course, eye-catching visuals and statistics. Here are a couple of real examples of sponsored updates we have run on the LMS Showcase page. From the top left to right, we have a top-performing sponsored update we ran when we launched our newest product, LinkedIn Lead Accelerator. Then we have a stat pulled from an ebook to help drive downloads. On the far top right, we have a recent gated ebook we launched. Both of these are links directly to the landing page and not the accompanying blog post, so that we can clearly track where the leads are coming from. Finally, on the bottom left, we have a link to register to a live stream of LinkedIn's Education Connect. Couple of insider tips for you guys. 70% of sponsored updates engagement comes from mobile devices, so it's very important to make sure that your website and landing page design is responsive. So you want to make sure your message looks really great on small screens. And then for optimal engagement, you want to keep the text accompanying your sponsored update to 150 characters or fewer. Here's an example of a direct sponsored content test we ran when we launched our LinkedIn Lead Accelerator product. We had a theory that images of humans performed better than objects. But in this case, the funnel image actually won. And we concluded that it was most likely because the image also needs to match the messaging. And in this case, the funnel was more relevant and seemed to just resonate better along with the messaging. Here's another example of a test we ran. The post with fewer characters in the caption performed better. And the lesson here is to keep the text accompanying your image short and sweet, or as I said before, under 150 characters. So here are the objectives with sponsored updates and direct sponsored content. Brand awareness. This product can really help you shape perception among your target audience to increase awareness of your brand, products, and services. Thought leadership. You can build relationships with the world's professionals by creating value and establishing trust that sparks ongoing conversations and deepens customer relationships. And finally, lead generation. You can use this product to generate quality leads by sharing insights that professionals seek. You can watch that content spread via the peer sharing that occurs naturally on LinkedIn. You'll also want to make sure that you're sharing links to gated content or a landing page with a lead form. So here are the key metrics associated with all of these objectives. For brand awareness, you'll want to look at engagement rate, impressions, company or showcase page followers. For thought leadership, again, engagement rate, impressions, company or showcase page followers. For lead generation, you want to look at inquiries or marketed qualified leads generated from the update. And again, for this, make sure to include a tracking code so that you can attribute your leads properly. Here are your action items. You will want to select a compelling visual, run about 2 to 4 sponsored updates a week, run each test for 3 weeks to give it enough time to really see how it's doing, and then you can test and iterate from there. Add URL tracking codes to measure post-click actions like site visits and conversions. Set up campaigns by audience. And then as you go along and you're testing and iterating, you can shift your budget to the audience with the highest engagement rate. And here's where it really all comes together. All of these tools work together to make your campaign really fly. And when you're launching a campaign, it's important to leverage the entire LinkedIn ecosystem. So through LinkedIn company and showcase pages and sponsored updates, you launch and share your content, build thought leadership, brand awareness, and ultimately drive quality leads. And these are the places where you really connect with your prospects and customers. Then you can also leverage your employees to share content. Your best advocates are your employees. Finally, publishing on LinkedIn, it's a great way to share and write about big rock content, as we call it here at LinkedIn Marketing Solutions. I'll talk more about that later. But if you have something to say, you should be publishing on LinkedIn. It's part of your online identity. It's connected to your professional profile, and it's really important. And then, of course, the distribution of your content via mobile and in the feed. It's important to have a good experience across all screens, which means responsive content. LinkedIn already enables responsive content across screens. So if you don't feel like you have enough content to fuel all these channels, you don't have to worry. That's where our turkey slicing analogy comes in. Essentially, it embodies the art of repurposing. So you create one, as I mentioned before, the big rock piece of content, which is basically a big one-stop shop asset around whatever conversation you want to own. And then after you launch that one big rock piece of content, you list out small pieces and you showcase them and you let them tell their own story, like infographics, SLIDESHAREs, blog posts, webinars, videos. This will all help you extend your content's life and reach and enable you to fuel your lead generation goals for quarters to come. Here is your printable plan for killing it with content marketing on LinkedIn. There is a lot of information to absorb on this slide. It's basically everything that I just went through in one printable page that you have on your desk or you can share with your team. So not to worry, there's a bit.ly, there's a shortened link up at the top that you can use to download it, print it, adopt it to your marketing strategy at your leisure. And then finally, here are some additional resources to help you make the most of your content marketing strategy on LinkedIn. We have tips for crafting compelling company page updates, tips for using SlideShare for lead generation, our LinkedIn Professional Publishing Playbook, 10 ways to drive ROI with sponsored updates, and of course, the Sophisticated Marketer's Guide to LinkedIn, which encompasses really just everything that you need to know about marketing on LinkedIn. And we'll be sure to include links to each of these resources within our follow-up emails. Now I'm going to scroll through the questions here and see if I can answer any of them for you guys. Let's see. So I have a question, what credible sources do you look to find helpful articles to share aside from your own blog and site content? This is a great question, especially since I mentioned that you should follow the rule whenever you post something that's self-serving, you should post 4 articles from credible sources to really establish your thought leadership and build trust with your audience. So here are a couple of blogs that we check and we share content from pretty much religiously. Content Marketing Institute, Convince and Convert, Ann Hanley's blog, Heidi Cohen's blog, LinkedIn Pulse, of course, Copyblogger, Moz.com has some of the best SEO content I've seen out there, Social Media Examiner, and Brian Solis's blog. Brian is also a LinkedIn influencer, so he puts out really great stuff. Let's see. All right, I have a question. We're a small business looking to do more on LinkedIn but don't have the resources to manage all the channels or tools you just listed. Where do we start? So I definitely think that you should start with one and do that well before expanding to the others. You don't want to spread yourself too thin. I would start with a LinkedIn company page and then grow a following there, expand to other tools and channels, and kind of cascade that content onto other channels as your team expands. Let's see, any tips for increasing traffic for a published blog post? Yeah, I mean, you can share it. I would recommend sharing your blog post on LinkedIn, any relevant LinkedIn groups, across Twitter, showcase and company pages, and if it makes sense, you can put a sponsored update behind it, especially if it's linking to a gated ebook and lead gen is your ultimate goal. Let's see. Is there a scheduling tool available? Yes. So here are some the scheduling tools that we actually use here at LinkedIn Marketing Solutions. We use SpreadFast for scheduling social posts. Across Twitter and LinkedIn, we use SpreadFast, and then Compost is our content management tool that we use. We look at that for analytics on blog posts on top of Google Analytics. It helps us organize a content image library so that we don't have to deal with messy box folders. And then it also allows us to create a blog post calendar. And then we actually can share that calendar via link with all of our regional and vertical teams. Question, do we share other companies' articles or blogs if they're related to the same industry? Yeah, I mean, I would recommend sharing anything that's either like they're kind of supporting what you're saying, adding credibility to your message, or if it's just genuinely a helpful article that you think that your audience would find helpful. I mean, that's what we're here to do. We're here to, I mean, your prospects and customers, they're on a journey, and we're here to make it more helpful and make it easier for them. And that's really, so yeah, if you find any articles that seem to be helpful, I definitely recommend sharing them if they're along the same industry as you. All right, let's see. So someone said that they're posting on their company page 2 to 3 times per week at the moment, and they're wondering how they can incorporate my recommendation of posting 3 to 4 times. I would just say to search for helpful how-to content from other sources, using the 411 rule I keep talking about. When you post one piece of content, that's self-serving to post others from other credible sources. Again, like you can experiment with images without links, like we've done, and that's done really well, like themed Monday posts, or if you're going to a conference, you can collect a bunch of inspiring quotes and post them up there with some cool imagery. But really, I mean, it's not about how many times per day, and it's not about what time of day for that matter. I get a question a lot about when's the best time to post on all of these channels, and it's interesting because there's not really a quick silver bullet answer to this. It really depends on your business, your audience, your content, and your objectives. But I will say that testing for yourself is the best way to answer this question. You can post at all times, post a bunch of times, see when you get the most engagement, see when engagement takes a hit because perhaps you posted too much. But this type of testing will also help guide your content strategy because you can see what your audience is most interested in consuming. All right. Let's see. Can you publish a post through the company page, or is it only through your personal page? So you'll want to create a business page first, and then a LinkedIn company page for your business first, and then that's where you can post on the company page. If you'd like to share posts from your company page from your personal account, you can just copy over the link there. All right. Let's see. So I have a question. Can you name some companies who are using their company page as well? I'd say Marketo is a great one. Moz.com, which is the one I referenced earlier, which puts out great SEO research and information. Symantec. Netflix is great. The LinkedIn Marketing Solutions showcase page, I'll give a little plug for our own one there. Microsoft is a great follow as well, and they have really great showcase pages to look at too. Let's see. There's a question asking what's the cost associated with these tools. Everything is actually free that I mentioned, except for sponsored updates and direct sponsored content. So everything else, SLIDESHARE, creating company and showcase pages, publishing on the platform, those things are all free. Just LinkedIn sponsored updates. Let's see. Besides long-form posts on thought leadership, what other type of posts work well when shared on LinkedIn? Like I said, I would lead with passion. So even if you're not trying to necessarily exhibit thought leadership, say you go to a conference and you're super inspired by something that you saw and it sparked an idea, you can write about that. You can write about your products or success stories, or you can write an article like 5 tips for killing it with this product. If you're a marketer who works a lot with sales, you can write about how sales and marketing can collaborate better. There's tons of things. You can write about your company culture. People really like specific brand examples, so if you're able to deep dive into like some pain points you have and you're able to solve people's problems, that is where the posts seem to be really successful. Actually, I published a post a couple months ago just about, you know, my top 10 marketing books that I think that everyone should read because they're great and they're kind of staples in the industry, and that post really did extremely well. So it doesn't even have to be like an editorial thought leadership piece, just something that's helpful and you're able to share your expertise in an authentic way. Right, and I think that might be it for now. Thank you so much for hopping on and for listening to me as I talk through all these things, and I hope that you all have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Alex. Just as a reminder to everyone, we will be sending the presentation as well as the recording to sometime tomorrow. So hang on tight for those. And then please do fill out the survey at the end when you close out your browser. This will be very helpful for us to cater our content to the needs that you guys have. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.